Level 1. The Talib. You are a student. That is what the word means. You sit cross-legged on a bare concrete floor in a room with no windows. In front of you is a wooden board with Quranic verses written in chalk. You have been staring at it since before sunrise. You rock back and forth as you recite. Everyone in the room rocks. The rhythm is how you remember. The mullah sits on a raised platform. He has a stick. If you stumble over the words, the stick finds you. You do not stumble twice on the same verse. The older fighters who pass through the compound sometimes look in your direction. Not at you. Through you. You sweep the floors when the lesson ends. You haul water from the well. You fetch bread for men who do not say thank you. The madrasa gave you food, a bed, a sense of sacred purpose in a country that offered your family nothing else. You believe the verses. Maybe you believe them because you are hungry. You are too young to know the difference. But somewhere inside the words, they are hiding what comes next. Level 2, the Mujahid. You have a Kalashnikov now. It is older than you are, the stock wrapped in electrical tape. You stand at a checkpoint on a dirt road outside a village in Helmand. The sun makes everything white. Your plastic sandals are already splitting at the soles. Your job is simple. Every car that passes, you stop. You look in the windows. You check faces against the list your commander gave you. A list you have memorized because you cannot read. If the car carries police or government workers, you radio ahead. If it carries a farmer, you wave him through. Sometimes you take a small payment. You keep none of it. All of it goes up. Your commander visits once a week. He does not greet you. He checks the tallies and leaves. A drone passes overhead twice a day. You look up every time. You cannot help it. The whole organization is built in layers to stay invisible. The men at the top exist in safe houses, in compounds, behind doors with no addresses. You exist at a dirt checkpoint with your face in the open air. Every piece of intelligence the enemy has about this movement has a face exactly like yours attached to it. You just did not know that on the first day. Level 3, the Karanar. You lead men now, 15 of them. Some are boys. You know this because you were one. You meet in the back room of a compound, on the edge of a contested district, and draw the route in the dirt with your finger. Here is where we go. Here is the checkpoint we hit. Here is where the backup waits. The men around you nod. This is what being listened to feels like. You are still getting used to it. Your job is to plan and run small operations, ambushes on government patrols, tax collection from the traders in your zone, visits to village elders who have not yet decided which side deserves their loyalty. The revenue goes to your district commander. Always the correct amount. He has counted it before. He will count it again. Your commander arrives unannounced once a month. He checks the men and the accounting and leaves. When he walks in, you stand without being told. Your men stand when you walk in. You are learning what the gap feels like from both directions. Then one of your fighters is arrested at a government checkpoint. No lawyer comes. A replacement arrives, and with him a message. Operations continue. You were responsible for that man. His family will come to you for news. You will have none to give. Level 4, the Mahaz commander. You own a district in everything but name. You have a satellite phone wrapped in cloth, 4 group commanders reporting to you, and a truck parked inside a walled compound you rotate between every few days. You do not sleep in the same location twice in a row. This is not paranoia. This is procedure. Your operations run in parallel now. One commander is managing an ambush in the north. Another is collecting the opium levy from the farmers along the river. A third is settling a land dispute between 2 families who came to you instead of the government court because your court shows up and your ruling sticks. You are a general, a judge, and a tax collector simultaneously. This used to feel like too much. Now it feels like not enough. The government calls this district contested. You call it yours. Revenue goes up weekly. The provincial leadership has a number they expect. If you fall short, they send a man to ask why. The man's arrival means something is already wrong. You have never fallen short, but you count the envelopes every week and you think about it. You are powerful enough now to have something worth taking. That is a different kind of exposure than standing at a checkpoint. It is quieter, and it does not go away. Level 5, the Shadow District Governor. People line up outside your door before sunrise. Not fighters, farmers, widows, shopkeepers, young men with inheritance disputes. They walked from neighboring villages. They did not go to the government office in the district capital. They came here to a private home that no official record acknowledges because this is where decisions actually get made. You sit across from two brothers fighting over their father's land. You listen to each of them. Then you rule. There is no appeal. They know this before they sat down. They accept it. The speed and finality of your justice is the product, and the demand for it is enormous. You manage the court, the taxation ledger, and the relationships with tribal elders who have been here longer than any government, including this one. The elders sit beside you as something close to equals. They are the only people in the district who do not lower their eyes when you speak. You allow this because their networks reach places your fighters cannot. You are governing without a recognized country. No international legitimacy, no state budget. If the provincial governor decides your district is underperforming, he replaces you. In this organization, replace does not come with a severance. You know this. So the number's always right. The ruling always lands. You do not miss. Level 6, the Wali. You control a province. You have not been photographed in years. Your name appears in intelligence files in 6 countries, and none of their analysts are certain what you look like. You operate from a compound in the mountains, not the provincial capital. The capital is watched. The mountains belong to you. Multiple satellite phones on a table. A hand-marked map of the province with every district commander's name written in Pashto. Revenue reports arriving through couriers, not signals that can be intercepted. You read each one, correct the errors, and send the provincial summary to the Rahbari Shura. Always accurate, always on time. The opium economy runs through your province. The movement taxes cultivation, processing, and transportation at every stage. In a province like Helmand, this is tens of millions of dollars annually. You manage the ledger. You never touch the product. You only touch the numbers. You moved your family to Pakistan. You have not seen your children in months. A drone strike killed the governor of a neighboring province during a meeting you were also scheduled to attend. You change your schedule at the last moment for a reason you cannot now remember. You do not dwell on it, but you have not stopped moving since, and you do not plan to. Level 7, member of the Rahbari Shura. 30 men in a room. No furniture except prayer rugs, and bodies arranged by position, which tells you everything about who holds what. You sit where you have sat since the year this seat became yours. A glass of green tea. No phones, no windows. Guards at a door no one knocks on without permission. The Rahbari Shura is the council. You are one of its members. You issue religious rulings that function as law. You ratify the appointment of provincial governors. You manage the tension between the old guard and the commanders who grew up in the insurgency and believe authority is earned in combat rather than in years of doctrine and patience. Every provincial governor, every district commander, every fighter at every checkpoint answers, through layers, through messengers, through the whole apparatus, to rooms like this one. But no seat here is safe from the room itself. A man who accumulates too much personal influence, whose appointments reflect his own network more than the movement's consensus, finds that the room has quietly shifted around him. No confrontation, no announcement. Just a seat that is no longer quite his when he arrives. You have watched it happen to 3 men in 10 years. You arrange your loyalties carefully. You make yourself useful without making yourself necessary. There is a difference, and it matters. Level 8, Naib Amir. You are one of 3 deputy supreme leaders. That is the most complicated sentence of your life. A government ministry, building in Kabul or Kandahar. Taliban flags where the republics used to hang. Bullet holes in the walls that have not all been plastered. Some you left deliberately. History should be legible. A foreign diplomat arrives. He does not stand when you enter. His country does not recognize yours. You sit down first, slowly, and pour the tea yourself. You let him watch. You are not troubled by his government's position on yours. You have outlasted administrations that called this movement temporary. You run a portfolio: political affairs, military operations, or internal security, depending on which deputyship you hold. The lines between the three are not clean and were never meant to be. They are contested daily through appointments and allocations and the quiet grammar of who gets sent where. Every decision at this level is also a territorial claim. Above you is one man, in Kandahar. You travel to him. He does not come to you. There are 3 of you beneath the same throne, and only one will inherit it, and none of you say so out loud, and all of you count everything, every appointment, every signal, every slight, as if the numbers will eventually reveal the answer. Level 9, Amir ul-Ma'minin, Commander of the Faithful, no one above you. The title is what the caliphs were called, and you chose it deliberately. It is not a job description. It is a theological claim staked in the name of every person below you and every generation that comes after. You are in Kandahar, a walled compound. No camera has ever filmed the inside. You have not been photographed in years. An image of your face is a targeting package. You do not provide targeting packages. Secretaries bring papers. You dictate. Your words travel outward through deputies, through the Shura, through provincial governors, through district commanders, through fighters at cracked road checkpoints 1,000 miles from this room. None of them change a word. You did not need to tell them not to. Today you close the remaining girls' schools. A health exception is requested. You decline it. The secretary leaves. The room goes quiet. 40 million people will adjust their lives to what just happened in this room. You do not watch them do it. That is not the point. The point is that it happens. You cannot walk through a market. You cannot stand on a street in your own country without a security operation that takes 3 days to plan. You govern a nation from a compound you cannot leave. Every decree has made the cage slightly smaller. Every absolute ruling has removed one more door. A man who governs by divine mandate cannot change his mind. Flexibility is apostasy. Compromise is defeat. You have ruled yourself into a corner that no fatwa can open. There is no retirement from Commander of the Faithful. You stay until the decrees stop. And then the boys in the madrasas start rocking again.